So, good afternoon, everybody. We welcome you on behalf of JP University of Engineering Technology, Guna, Madhya Pradesh, for this induction session that is Diksharam 2021. We welcome everyone and thank you for joining us for today's alumni session. There are a series of alumni sessions which is going to be held in next 5 days. They are speaking about their success. They will tell you about latest trends of industries and tips to be used in these 4 years. My name is Dr. Abhishek Shukla, Assistant Professor of Humanities and Social Sciences and taking care of JUT Alumni Association. Will be the moderator of session. So sit tight for coming hours. And if you have any kind of questions during the session, please type them in the question box, chat box. I will bring them during the session or at the end of the session. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you today's expert, that is Shivam Singh Rana. Shivam graduated in 2015 from JP University of Engineering Technology from Computer Science branch and currently working in Google as a Google TV team as a software engineer at Google. Before joining Google, he also worked with Flipkart and CodeNation. So without wasting much of your time, I would like to call Shivam to take over the session, and which we welcome all Shivam by giving big round of applause. Yes, Shivam, over to you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, Abhishek sir, for inviting me here in this forum. It feels really good to be back in college and talking to new juniors and helping
Yes,
others.
Shivam, please be louder. The sound is coming.
Is it better now?
Uh,
Uh,
lightly louder, more. If you
l-
have,
just give me a minute. I'll
yeah.
just. Is it better now, sir?
Yeah, very much.
Okay.
Yes, please.
I'm sorry for the
No, no,
this.
no, it's okay.
So thank you for inviting me here. It feels really good to be back in college and talking to junior folks and motivating others for their success. So I'll talk about myself first. So as Sir has already talked about me, like I'm Shivam Rana, currently working as a software engineer at Google. And before joining Google, I was at Flipkart and at CodeNation before that. So I graduated in 2015, and right after college, I joined CodeNation. Stayed there for like 1.5 year, then moved to Flipkart and then to Google right now. I'll talk about my journey, like how my 4 years in college were and how they helped me achieve my goals. So when I joined college in 2011, I think the first thing that I uh, dreamed of was I wanted to join Google someday as a computer science student. Google is one of those companies which you want to be at, and that's how like it was for me. I wanted to join Google. That was my like north star goal for me. So I started working in that direction. I had no clue like how to achieve that because it was very clear that Google will not come in our college for software engineers hiring, and I had to figure out my own path. So I started interacting with the students in different colleges, what they are doing, how they are doing, what kind of preparation are they doing to join companies like Google and Facebook and CodeNation and those kind of things. So I came across multiple coding platforms and coding contests and different forums that are there which help you become good at the core software engineer skills that are required by every company. So I started doing that, and also I've worked with my seniors to start conducting online programming contests in college because I wanted to help everyone in college grow and become a good software engineer. I didn't want to do it just for myself. I wanted to work collectively with others, because it becomes really boring if you are just doing it for yourself in college and not everyone else is participating. So we did one coding contest in like 2012, I think, when it was a huge success. Everybody participated, and it created a environment in college that programming contests are a thing, and we should all take programming as fun, not just as a course or something. So that really helped me grow, and also others as well. So that was there. That was one thing. So my major focus in those 4 years of college was to be really good at the core and the basics of computer science. I think that is my suggestion for everyone in here, if be in any branch. So you should be really good at your basics, and you should really understand the core of it. You cannot learn everything in 4 years, but you can just pick one domain or pick one area of you want to be an expert of, and be really good at it, be really useful for the companies. That's how companies will pick you, and that's how you can succeed in life. So I'll come to later like how you can utilize those 4 years, but before that I want to also share my experience of in college, like how college helped me, how I think the college is really good place to achieve your goals. So based on my experience, I can tell that the curriculum of JP University is really good and really lightweighted. I think it's very neatly designed to give students enough time to pursue what they want. Like for me, I wanted to focus more on coding, and I wanted to spend more time on coding contests. So I personally believe that every faculty and everyone in college really helped me doing that, because everyone was kind of aware that where I'm spending my most of time, and they were really supportive. I think there are many instances where faculties helped me with attendance. They helped me with giving time off from classes to join those contests, to spend prepare for those contests as well, to prepare for interviews. Because if they know that you are spending your time somewhere which is helping you achieve your goals, I think nobody is going to stop you. Nobody really wants to pull you down. So that's where the JP University is really good at. The curriculum is not very hectic. You don't have so many tests, so many projects and those things going on all the time, that you're always busy. You get so much time to do whatever you want, and that's the best part, I think. Also, so that's how I think the college plays a big role, because they let you do whatever you want, and not just force you to follow the structure of the courses and those things. So that's there. About what you should do in your 4 years, I think you guys are all starting right now, and you have 4 years. Next 4 years to become good at whatever you want. I think these 4 years are the golden years of your life, and whatever you do in these 4 years are going to impact the rest of your life, and are going to have some impact, at least some impact, in the rest of your life. So use these 4 years very wisely. Don't even like try to waste these. Every year is important, and I think even from the first year you should start deciding where you want to go, what kind of company you want to join, what kind of, maybe somebody wants to join a college for post graduation. Anything you want to do, like you should decide it right now from the first day itself, like this is your goal after 4 years, and how are you planning to achieve it. Because as I said, like you'll get enough time to achieve whatever you want. And one more important thing is, don't be very humble while setting up your goals. Like always overestimate yourself, always dream the best in whatever direction you want to go. Like just aim for the most difficult thing that's there in whatever direction you want to go in life. So if you want to, like, if let's say if you are a mechanical engineer, just aim for a really big company, or a really good college which is there for mechanical engineering for after this college. So those things you should aim off. If you're a computer science student, just dream of working for companies like Google, Facebook, Apple. Just don't settle for anything lesser than that. So if you start working in that direction, you eventually get good results. You achieve good things, and you plan your 4 years according to these goals. So that's why the goals are really important. And other thing that you can do is you should always have friends in different colleges, different universities. See what they are doing, see how they are preparing for different companies, what are the different contests they are participating in, because many different international level and national level contests keep happening in these domains. And sometimes we don't get those invitations, or those we don't see those in our college, maybe for some reason. So you should always reach out to other students, other colleges, friends, and whatever you have there. So that will definitely help you identify what is happening in the industry, what are the good companies. So I'll tell you my case. So when I was in the final year of college, I did not know that Coordination has this off-campus hiring. Coordination is a very prestigious company which hires only 15 to 16 engineers every year, and most of those engineers are from top IITs and triple IITs. So, and they are the day one companies in all the IITs. So I did not know that they have this contest which hire, which for like one or two openings they have for non IITs, and those like vacancies that they could not fill from the top colleges. So one of my friend is in Triple IT Hyderabad. He told me about that contest, that hey, you should give this contest, and maybe you'll get an interview call from this, and you'll get hired by Coordination. And that really helped. So I think it really helps keeping in touch with students from all the different colleges, to know their perspective, to know what they're doing, and like different things. So that is there. Also, keep a good communication with all the faculty members. I think that's very important. Whatever you are doing, you're studying for something, you are practicing something else. You have some goals which might not be directly aligning with the course structure. So you can talk to your faculty members. You can tell them that these are your goals. These are the things you want to work for. And I'm like super confident that nobody in that college is gonna tell you no, and they will always be helpful. They'll always be willing to go that extra mile with you, and make sure that you get all the necessary resources, you get all the necessary help. They'll connect you with right folks, they'll connect you with the right faculty, seniors, and whatever they can do in their capacity. But the clear communication is very important. It should not just be like that you are not focusing in the academics, and you're also not communicating it well enough with the faculty members, and then later on because they will feel like that you are not focusing on things, but you are doing something else, and that will create miscommunication between you two, and that's how things go wrong. So that should never happen. I think that's my suggestion for you guys. And I think for the industry thing, as Abhishek sir told, that we should also, I can talk about industry, like what's happening right now. I don't think that's the context is right here for that too, because we have a mix of all the branches here. I cannot just target one particular industry. So I would simply like generalize it a bit and say, whatever branch or whatever domain you are studying in, just make sure that you are really good at practical skills of whatever you are doing. So for example, if you're a computer science student, you should be really good at programming, you should be really good at problem solving and building systems, and not just reading whatever is being taught in the classes and getting good marks. Because companies at the end, they want to hire good engineers, and a good engineer is someone who solves real life problems. So that's the whole crux of it. I think everyone should try really hard to become a good engineer. That's how I would end this.
Thank you, Shivam. It was wonderful. You have enlightened us with your experience, with your what you have done at that moment in 2015 when you were passing out. So yes, of course, and I would like to give you one more thing, that what updation we have done so far. Like you have said that contest competition regarding the coding competitions. We have created one club, that is Bitwise, which have been there for the creating contest, Codathon, as well as they are giving the awareness of different industries, different corporates who are hiring from the coding competitions. So we are awareing that to the students also. Like latest Credit Suisse is going to hire the engineers from the coding competition. This we will give you the awareness to the students. We will send the mail, and according to that, they are going to when whatever they have the competencies in the coding, they will crack it. So that we have updated. Apart from this, I would like to open for the questions. If you have any questions, please ask. You can write it in the chat box so that I can bring it notice in front of the Shivam. Rohan Bhargav said, can you tell which company you are talking about that held contest to hire from non-IT IIT students?
So it's coordination, and that contest was for coordination only. It's not a generic contest which gets you hired in different companies. So every company hires from all. They try to hire talent from all the colleges, and we should always look out for maybe some contest or some referrals or something, because they're always open to hiring from all the colleges.
I suppose, Shivam, Flipkart also is hiring from the coding competition.
Right. Even Flipkart has that path, and even if there is no coding competition, you can always reach out to seniors or employees in LinkedIn. When you're in final year, you can ask them for referral, and I'm sure they will always refer you, because they cannot fill all the seats from top colleges. Some seats remain vacant at the end, and they fill it from like they keep it open for everywhere.
Okay, a bunch of questions have came. Yash said, asking that is coding fun? It's all depend on individual, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it's fun because if you have taken computer science as your engineering branch, and if you think coding is not fun, then I think that was a major mistake, like choosing computer science, because coding should always be fun. Coding is all like computer science is all about coding. You will be doing this for the rest of your life. There are so many questions. So, Bhaiya, can you suggest some test which will be there for off-campus placement for companies like Google? So there are different programming coding portals like Codeforces and CodeChef. I think everyone should participate in those. They conduct monthly and weekly programming contests, which everyone should take part in. A full roadmap so that 4 years we can get in good company. Just be really good at basics and core skills, whatever branch you are in, and always keep an eye on what can get you an interview with those top companies for that branch.
Bhanu asking, what are the languages can we prefer mostly in this era?
I think language is just a tool. What you should focus on is becoming a good problem solver and a good engineer who knows all the data structures and algorithms, which are the basics of computer science. And as you keep changing your jobs, you keep changing your projects, you get to work on different languages. So I'll tell my experience when I joined Google. I only at that point of time I had experience of only Java, but after I joined a team in Google, they gave me to work in C++. And then there's a different project which was in Go language. So they do not even ask you which is your language of preference, because they expect their engineers to be good at any framework or any tool given to them.
Okay. What academic or extracurricular experiences should I be seeking out to prepare to enter the field? Diya Rathi is asking this.
What academic or extracurricular experience should I be seeking? So what is like enter the field? What do you mean, Diya, by this? Diya, if you are there, can you please explain this question?
Diya?
Okay, we can take another one. So
to get good companies, she's asking.
To get good companies, as I said, like if you, I don't know which branch you are in, but whatever it is, be really good at your core skills and fundamentals. I think that's what gets you in any good company.
Rishabh asking, can you give us a full roadmap so that after 4 years we can get into a good company?
Right. So keep doing, like if you're in computer science, just keep participating in different programming contests, be really good at programming, at least pick any language of your choice and be really good at it. So because I have seen students who even after 4 years of college, they are not able to write simple programs given to them. So that should not be the case. Given some problem to you, you should be really comfortable in coding it without any like issues. So I think there are many questions around which language to choose.
Yes.
So as I said, like feel free to choose any language you want, but just be really good at it, and don't switch languages in your 4 years a lot. I mean, pick just one language, maybe C++ or Java, anything in between these two, and stick to it until you get a job.
How the people can target Google, Amazon, or any of the big companies, Fortune companies, or Forbes listed companies?
So as I said, right, these top companies, they don't look for engineers with a particular skill or a particular tool or framework knowledge. They are always looking out for like engineers who are a good problem solver. So because these tools and frameworks anybody can learn in a month, so these are no bar for them. If you're a good learner and good problem solver, that's what they want you to be.
Okay. Agniket said how to crack GSOC.
How to crack GSOC? I think the first step is to find a mentor. So I think even in our college, there are a few seniors who are still in college who are doing GSOC. You can connect to them and ask them to mentor you and find your GSOC project in the next season.
Yes. Can we go for freelancing and internship in second year onwards?
I would say don't do this. I mean, I personally will not recommend. Use your summers and use your vacations to improve your programming skills, to improve your problem solving and data structure and algorithms things. After third year, you can go for internship. That's fine. But second year and first year vacations, you should spend in your self improvements.
I think coding competition and contribution into the open source will be enough for the practice and getting the experience.
Right. So you can do these things extensively in your vacations, right? You can spend all your vacation in this, because freelancing and internship will give you some experience on a particular framework or technology, but that will not be enough when it comes to getting a good job at the end.
Okay, so apart from focusing on core subjects, what resources can be helpful in mastering a language? Pranjal Agrawal.
Mastering a language is all about practicing that language. So it's like computer science languages are again very similar to what we speak, right? English or Hindi. So whenever you are speaking a language, what makes you expert on that is how much you use it. So if you are mastering a programming language, you should write let's say like 500 lines of code every day and you will become a master of it in a year.
Okay, so we will take last couple of questions if we have anyone. And the GSOC we have already done. We will tell you who have done, and we will give you the mentoring
I'll just
program.
paste the link of 2 programming portals here for reference.
Yeah, sure.
Codeforces. Codeforces.com and Redshift.com. This is where every computer science student should be spending most of its time, at least in the first 2 years.
Rohan, Shivam already said what he has done in Google, what is the experience. So any other, which forum to choose to develop programming skills? Shivam have already given the sources. Anyone, any other couple of questions? Ethical hacking, what to do?
I don't know, like those things are very much focused on a particular area of work, and I think as a good engineer, I'll say repeat that thing again. Any good computer science engineer should be able to do everything, not just one particular thing. So I know like students have been asking me if they want it, if they should do just the Android development or web development or backend development or ethical hacking. I think you should do all. You should be able to do all. Like whatever is thrown at you, you should be able to do that. So these companies, I think Amazon with like do visit our college,
Yes,
but
Amazon and Google, both of them visit our college, and people can go for off campus as well, but they do both visit our college. In the couple of years, Aparna Dubey, Vineet Agrawal, and the students have selected already in the Google and working in Bangalore itself. Shivam, you are also in Bangalore itself, no?
right. I think they don't visit for software engineer profile, but if anybody is interested,
Yes.
I think they can get a referral from. They can ask me for referral or like other seniors. I think
Yes,
there are.
yes, Shivam, we also want to request you if you have any kind of referral for the freshers or for the experience we have the alumni, so you can share it out. We can spread it out in the alumni portals also.
I did refer some of the students last year or before that for internship, and they gave interviews. Like, unfortunately, they were not able to clear it, but it's very easy to get interviews for the students. But
Okay,
they should just prepare for it and be ready for the interviews.
okay. So can you tell how the students can, what are the basic, you can say the areas where the students should focus apart from like problem solving, analytical skills, apart from this?
Right. So data structures and algorithms are the main part of it. Like all the
Okay.
top companies, they never ask any specialization apart from data structures and algorithms. So that's why I said like these two websites, Codeforces and CodeChef, they should be preparing here. There's another website called LeetCode, Lead, leadcode.com. So LeetCode is another thing which they can start doing from their third year. So
Okay.
all the third year and fourth year students, fourth year before the placements, right? So at least in the third year, full year, computer science students should be doing LeetCode, and I'm sure they will get many good jobs, like many good offers.
Okay, so now we'll close it the
Uh,
session. Okay, one, two questions if you want to take.
should we choose web development or app development, which to have more priority? Again, like the same thing which I repeated multiple times, that you should not focus on one thing. You should be, so at Google, they even gave me to work on Android development. They even gave me to work on web development, backend development, everything. So you cannot just be an expert in one domain and like expect to get a good job. So just be good at everything.
Okay, Shivam, thank you.
One more thing I wanted to
Yes, yes, sure,
convey.
sure,
So
sure.
anyone here, if you want to reach out to me on LinkedIn or any social platform, when you
Yeah.
reach out, please don't like specify your query very clearly. Just whatever your questions are, because I've seen people who just they don't specifically ask what the question is. They ask different here and there questions, like, which doesn't make sense. So be very specific while asking any question. I'll try my best to answer every one of you.
Sure, sure, Shivam. And I have shared the LinkedIn profile of Shivam Rana. You can visit, you can ask, be specific with your questions so that he can answer you. And thank you, Shivam, for reaching out to coming for the session and helping our students, newly inducted students, what they have need to do in next 4 years, and that will be very beneficial for the students to in the coming years to crack any of the competition or any of the you can say recruitment process. So thank you, Shivam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for inviting me. All the best, everyone, and I hope all of you will get, achieve
Thank
your
you,
goals.
sir.
We,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you, everyone. Yes. Yes. Now the session is for the core branches, not specifically core branches, because we have two alumni with us. Let me share you the profile first. Just a minute. Okay, so we have two guests with us, alumni guest. Uh, One is Anvish Tiwari and second is Abhay Bajaj. He will be joining. Both of them are joining. First, we'll join the Anvish Tiwari. Anvish Tiwari graduated in 2019 from mechanical branch and currently working in Caterpillar as a design engineer in Chennai, posted in Chennai. Before this, he has already worked with Leocong India Private Limited. So now, without wasting much of that your time, I would like to hand over Anvish. Please welcome them with a huge round of applause. Anvish, please take
Yeah.
the charge now.
Hi guys. Sorry, my camera is a little bit. My laptop is now used for meeting, like I told Abhishek sir.
Yeah.
So like you'll have to just hear my voice. Like it's fine. It's fine. No need for applause or anything. So yeah, good afternoon to one and all. And I feel deeply obliged to have got this opportunity to share my thoughts with you guys, the new joiners. I hope some of you are excited and some of you might be nervous. You all might be having a lot of questions and might be skeptical about the journey ahead. But I don't want to talk about a lot about the study and technical stuff because we will have plenty of time for that also. Now, a few years back, I was coming to the college just like you guys, and it is quite far from my hometown. And I was excited, but also, like I told, nervous. At that time, I had no clear vision of the future. I was scared about a lot of things, but the time flew so fast that now, when I look back, it is the most memorable moment of my life. And I made a lot of new friends there, lifelong friends, and you will get wonderful faculty there that will guide you on every turn. Now, it's not about me, it's about you guys. This is a special day for you all because you will, on this journey, you will face new challenges, achieve new milestones, and there will be mixed feelings right now, like happiness, confusion, fear, excitement. But don't worry, like I said, there might be a lot of questions flashing before you, like what is this place, how are people, will I be able to mix, will I be able to get what I'm searching for? For all this, I would like to say just one word: relax right now. Just get into this moment. You'll have plenty of time to worry about all these things. Even when I started, I too had all these questions, but frankly, I got all the answers positively, and I'm sure you all will too. Now, I the reason I don't want to talk about the academics and study and technical stuff is that you are coming from school. You already know why you are here. You are here to study. You are here to get good grades. You are here to get good placements or for higher studies or anything like you want to work afterwards. You already know those things. So, but there is more than what you think you might be here for. Academics is important. There is no denying that. But so is the real life experiential learning about different things that you will get on the way, which will elevate you as a person and will make you a better human being. Like some of you might be passionate about something. I would suggest give it a little more time. Like you might be carrying it from school. You are passionate about some things which are different from your field. You can give it time. You will get plenty of time for your interests to nurture them, to make yourself better at them. And there might be many of you guys who are not like sure what your interests are, uh, what your passions are. Like me, I didn't know what, and I currently also don't know about a lot of things, what my interests are, what my passion is, what like blah blah, these kind of things. But I would advise you to explore as much as you can. Explore different things, take risks, and fail, because it is very important to be well rounded. You can be you can gain knowledge of your branch, you can study and everything, but nowadays when I talk about the job market, or when I talk about other things, personality is as important as your knowledge. So it is very important to be well rounded. Don't confine yourself inside a room with your thoughts alone. Like, get those walls down and challenge yourself to get out of the comfort zone. That is why you are here. That is why, that is what you should be working on. You'll get, yeah, I know the study stuff will be there, but this is also your primary focus should be on. And I am pretty sure it will surely do wonders for you. Like, you can take my example. I never, when I was joining the college, like I told, I did not know what my passion is or what my interest is. I chose mechanical engineering. Okay, yeah. But I had like, I like cars and everything like that. So, but when I joined it, and I was thinking about like, actually, what is my interest? What is my passion? Because mechanical engineering is a very vast field, and so is computer science, so is civil engineering, and so is every other branch. You will get hundreds of things to explore here. So, as I was exploring, I stumbled upon, I was very much fascinated by what design engineers do. So, I dedicated my summer after second year to exploring what design engineers do, what softwares do they use, how the workflow is there, and did some projects after that. And then it hit me like, yeah, this is the thing I want to do. So the thing by this I want to convey is like, I also did not know what to do, but I tried to explore. I tried to get out of the comfort zone and do more than what is there on the plate. So explore yourself, extend your limits, and challenge your capabilities. Take part in as many activities as you can. Express yourself. And in this endeavor, be responsible. Do not lose your track. Focus on your goals and remain the kind of person your true friends wish you to be. I know you all might be thinking what this is an engineer and what he's telling philosophical kind of things. But on the road, like you will know, like these things will help you surely. And these 4 years are going to be the deciding years of your life. I'm not scaring you guys, but in a little sense, it will be. And it will give you an opportunity of becoming someone you never were. For perhaps you can never be, but at least you can try. You can try for the things you find interesting, and you can try for the things to find what your interests are. And yeah, I surely think magical things will happen for you guys. So I think that's all from me for now. We'll have plenty of time to talk about everything about the technical stuff, you questions you guys have. So I just want to say, enjoy this moment, enjoy the process. I don't want to make it very boring. So I wish you all have a wonderful time and you guys achieve great things. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Anish. Thank you very much for your words, your inspiration, your experience. Now, before, please don't leave. Let's call the Abhay Bajaj, and then we'll talk learn about the questions about how the student can proceed these 4 years, right? So Abhay, welcome. Let me give you a small introduction to our students. Abhay Bajaj have been graduated in 2019 from mechanical engineering, currently pursuing post-graduation from one of the universities from Germany, and he has directly joined from Germany. Before this, he has already worked with Sunrun Motors as a mechanical engineer. So welcome, Abhay. Welcome very much. After so long period, we have seen you. So welcome there. And now these are the students, first year students. So please, they want certain information, certain knowledge, certain experience from you. So please, Abhay, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And first of all, I'd like to congratulate all of you students. You're going to enter a new phase of your life, which is going to be the best one. And all the best for this. So I am Abhay Bajaj, and I'm actually pursuing my master's degree from Hochschule Nordhausen, which is also known as University of Applied Science, Nordhausen from Germany. And I'm doing master's in renewable energy systems, which is basically a study of these renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and all the non-conventional energy sources. So I'm doing masters in that. And before joining this university, I was working as a mechanical engineer in Sunrun Motors, in which I was working as a solar panel manufacturer and also an assembly line for it. We were working on e-rickshaw, and we were actually assembling solar panels on e-rickshaw and was doing research of how solar panels can increase the efficiency of e-rickshaws, like that. So if you when I joined the JP University, I was already cleared about myself that I wanted to do master's degree, and that too from abroad. And from the first year itself, I was very much clear about it, and I started my all my steps according to it. And I think there are so many steps involved in this process, and it's a bit hectic, but it's not that impossible, because I have done it and so many others people have done it. It's quite easy, and you don't need any consultant also for this process of you have seen this dream of studying from abroad. And it doesn't matter if you want to do it from Canada or any other country. That's all depends on what field you want to do it exactly, and you have actually 4 years to decide it, to finding yourself what's your passion actually, and what's your interest. And in these 4 years, I would like you to explore as much as you can and finding what's your interest and your actually what you want to do exactly with your life, and what kind of job you want in your life exactly. This process of doing masters from outside is a bit lengthy, and it starts with first thing that you have to first select the country. And for selecting the country, the first thing is you have to know in which field you want to do your masters. So Canada, selecting country depends, has so many factors. First, you have to see the immigration laws there, the immigration laws and the student laws there. For example, if you're doing masters from Germany, see in Germany, almost 90% of the public universities have no tuition fee. That means your whole masters is subsidized by the government only. You don't have to pay any tuition fee from yourself. So that's why there are so many students, international students, that comes to Germany just because of this purpose only, because they don't have to pay any tuition fee. And that's the reason that Germany has so much competition to get the admissions. And in Germany, there are two different type of programs, master's programs. That is, one is the English taught programs. That means the whole master would be in speaking or in spoken and written English. And the other one is the German taught programs. And the whole master would be taught in German only. So, and both of these, German taught program and English taught program, have different admission procedure, and you can find on the university website once you will be trying to get into the process. So the first thing is selecting the country, in which country you want to go for the higher studies, and it has so many factors like laws that I've already told, and the field, because after doing your masters you want to do job there also, so that you can earn money and also the experience, the environment there, to gain more knowledge. That's why if someone comes to different country to study, they usually stay for another 3 to 4 years to do job there. Okay, so you have to see if job market, how's the job market there in that country, in that field in which you have done your masters. So this factor is also you should be taking care of. Then after selecting the country comes your finding the universities. So finding the university is pretty easy. You can get all the details about the universities from the website only, internet only. For Germany, I can tell you that there is a website dart.de, which has all the procedure and all the universities and all the courses that German universities offers for the international students. So you can get all the details about all the programs on that website, and it's pretty sorted. You can find everything about it, even about the details about the scholarship also. You will get everything on that website only. And similarly for Canada, there are many other websites, and there are consultancies like IDP and British Council that offer details about the universities in Canada and other. So you can gather the knowledge from those websites and make a list of the universities, that these are the universities and these are the programs they offer, and I want to do this program after I'm done with my bachelor's. You have to be prepared. So because this process is a bit hectic, you have to prepare so many documents. You have to prepare documents like statement of purpose. Statement of purpose is like you have to tell them that that's why I'm coming to this universities. This is my future endeavors, and that's why I want to do the masters, and why I'm choosing this university only, and why I'm choosing this country only. So all these kind of questions comes to this document that is known as letter of motivation or statement of purpose. You have to make this document by yourself only, and after that you need to collect letter of recommendations, 2 letter of recommendations, and there are so many other documents that you have to prepare. So this whole process of admission is so big. Even I remember, I actually, for my university, which I'm studying right now, I applied in the month of February, and I got the admission in the month of August. For 3 to 4 months, I have to wait for their reply. So it takes so much time. So you have to be very patient about this, and there are people who see this dream that studying abroad is so good, like so beautiful, that we will be going alone there and we'll be studying there into a new country. But you must know that there's so much struggle behind it also. So because you are alone in this new country, and you have to cook yourself, you have to do your studies yourself. Also, you have to do all your stuff by yourself only. There's no one else. Yeah, you will get friends there who will help you out. Of course, I found friends here, and you will also find friends here. But being in a new country alone is a really big thing, and you have to do this struggle alone. So you must know that with this dream, there's a huge struggle that comes with it. And I guess it's a whole process, and you have 4 years. If I explain the whole process to you right now, you might forget it after 4 years. And if you have any questions for me that you would like me to answer, I would love to answer them.
Thank you, Abhay. That was
Yeah.
wonderful. And
Yes,
I would like to ask a question that
Yeah, sure.
suppose the students have finalized that they want to study in abroad for masters or some other program. So in that, they need to give the GRE or GMAT according to the program, right? So how they are
Yeah.
going to prepare for that, and what is the ideal time to start this preparation?
See, the thing about GRE, and GRE is a different thing. So GRE is compulsory for to study in usually in USA only. So for my country in Germany, and if you look into Canada also, they don't require GRE.
Okay.
Generally, only USA requires for GRE score, because the university there have their different requirement for admission procedure. That's why they ask for GRE. But there is one thing, that is TOEFL or IELTS, that is English proficiency test, that I guess every university asks for it if the program is in English taught. So, and every university has their own threshold for the IELTS score. For example, many country or many university ask for 6 band, for minimum 6 band. And while if you go for Canada or USA or UK, they ask for minimum, I guess, 6.5 or sometimes 7 around. So it's usually depends on the university only, because university, on the university website you will get all the guidelines and the requirement for the procedure, admission procedure, and they will tell you all the guidelines, which exams you have to give, which documents you have to provide. So if someone is trying to, if he's done that, I want to do this program in this university, on that website, on the university website, he will get all the details about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, in between, if you have any doubts, students.
Yeah.
Yes, Anvish also have joined. So yes, of course, Anvish, this is a university which is being country specific. Yes, hi, and Anvish. And yes, any questions if you have related to the core branch or related to any designing thing, or any kind of questions related to the abroad studying, you can ask. Ajay, Abhay, tell us that
Yes, sir.
what is the scope of employment in the outside of the country, like outside the India?
Actually, they, unlike India, here in Germany, they are consultancies that usually find job for people. If you see, if I want to find a job, so I go to this consultancy, I will just provide them my CV, my data, that I want to looking for a job in this field, and this is my data, this is my CV, and they will search for job for me. And if they find it, they will tell me in this company we have job, in this company we have job, you can apply there. And if just in case I don't, if they don't find any job in that field, so they will just give me advice that you can do this vocational training for 6 months, and we have job market for this in this field, and you can easily find job in after 6 months. We can usually give you jobs.
Okay.
So their procedure is so sorted. You won't find it very difficult to find a job here, or because if they are job in your field, you can easily get it. If they are not job in your field, they will provide you some alternative. You can do this vocational training, and you can do the vocational training. And even if they will pay you for the vocational training. For example, they will give you loan for the vocational training, and you can, once you get the job, you can pay back them.
Okay, fine. Yes, Anvish, one question is from my side, that for the designing thing, right, designing role, how the computer science can work on, they can prepare for themselves for the designing? What are the skills requirement is there for the designing any kind of what kind of role you are into? Your mic is, please unmute yourself. Your mic may be not working. We are not able to hear you. No, it's not coming. The sound is okay. Fine. So Abhay,
Yeah.
you can tell us that according to your role, renewable energy sector you are into. So what kind of program it is?
So basically, my master's program includes all the renewable energy sources, for example, solar, wind, fuel cell, and also the biomass and biofuels. Basically, I'll be studying about in depth about all the unconventional sources, and at the end of my master's, I have 6 months to write my thesis. I can select any topic from it, and I have to do my research for 6 months, or I can do an internship for 6 months in any company here in Germany, and I just provide them a thesis that I have for the 6 months in this company have done this kind of work, and this is my outcome, and this is the thesis, and I have to defend it. So all kind of resources, because if we are seeing that we are actually shifting our focus from fossil fuels to the non-renewable energy sources. And even if you see in India is actually shifting very rapidly from fossil fuel to solar energy. They are even from the last to this year, they have increasing the production of the solar panels and shifting to the solar energy by 30%. If you see in the renewable energy report, India is rapidly shifting to the solar energy. But if you see in the thing with the renewable energy, that you cannot depend on just one sources. You have to combine all the resources. Like you have to optimize the resources like solar plus wind plus biofuels. We have to combine all these resources in a particular, because all of these resources have demerits, because they can't give you that much efficiency that a fossil fuel plant gives you. So you have to optimize all these resources and produce energy just to reduce the pollution and to produce the green energy.
Okay. So I think Aniket has asked one question, that what are the cost of accommodation in Germany?
See, it's variable because depends on the city to city. If you are living in a big city, for example, in Munich or in Berlin, the cost of accommodation it's around 300 to 400 euros. But my university is kind of in a small city, and I'm paying around 260 euros here per month, and includes everything. So it depends on city to city. If your university is in a big city, then your expenses will be high. And if you are going to in a small city, your expenses will be low. But for every country, you have this thing, blocked account, in which you have to show the embassy that you have a financial aid for 1 year. For example, if you're coming to Germany, you have to submit around 10,500 euros in an account. And from those 10,500 euros per month, you will get a sum. For example, 861 euros you will get from those 10,000 you have submitted once for the visa process. So every month you will get 861 euros for the expenses to live here. And same is in Canada also, but the amount differs only. For example, in Canada, it's around 6.5 lakh. You have to show, around 6.5 lakh for 1 year expense. And in INR, in Germany, it is around 9.5 lakh you have to show for 1 year expenses. It is compulsory to get the visa. So it is compulsory. It's not that this blocked amount is you have to pay through the government. It's just your financial amount that you will get once you get into the country. Do all the institute and university provide tuition fee system? No, only the public universities provide the free tuition fee, and from the public university also there are few universities that in which they are tuition fee, but that's so minimum. It's not that much. You can easily pay if it's a public university. But if you go in a private university in Germany, they have a huge tuition fee. But generally, students usually don't go to private university in Germany. They usually go to the public universities only. And getting into a English program in Germany is a bit difficult. So you have to focus on your academics, because if your grades by the end of 4 years is above 8 or 8.5, only then there's chances that you may get into English program in Germany. But if your grades are low, it's no problem, but you have to learn German and you have to get into German program. You can get admission to German program easily, but for that you need to learn German. And for German, there are different levels like A1, A2, B1, B2, and then C1 and C2. And to apply in a German program, there is an exam, TestDAF, that you have to clear, and after that only you can apply.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter if your score is 6 CGPA or 7 CGPA. If you have learned German and clear the TestDAF exam, you can easily get into a German program. It's not that difficult.
I think a lot of new joiners want to go to Germany and Canada.
That's right, Anvesh.
Nobody wants to do job nowadays.
Okay, so I think it's time to wrap up the program and the session. So thank you, Anvesh and Abhay, for
Thank
your time. And
Hello, Abhay.
Hello,
Hi,
sir.
Anvesh.
Hi, Divya sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you guys?
Yeah, everything's
I'm
fine.
good. Great.
It's good to see you both.
Yeah, sir. Good to see you
I'm not
too,
able
sir.
to see you, Anvesh.
Yeah, no.
So
Actually, my
finally,
laptop was a little consumed in the meeting, so that is why I was using my mobile phone.
right. Abhay looks same. Both of you haven't changed it.
Yeah.
Sir, नहीं बदले अभी तक.
But you might have seen lots of changes in me.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, sir. You have changed a lot.
Right. So best of luck, guys. Do great
Yeah,
and be connected with us.
yeah, sure, sir.
We'll seek your help in future also for mentoring your juniors.
Yeah, sure.
Be
Sure,
connected. Yeah.
Sure. Always available, no problem.
Yeah.
Like I'll share my LinkedIn link in the message so you guys can join. And if you have any query, if you are hesitant to ask right now, you can ask me later. No worries. You can
Yeah,
ask
same.
like in any kind of way.
yeah,
Don't be
right. Right. So thank you, Anvesh, and thank you, Abhay. Thank you so much for your time devoting in the session. And we will be connected with you in coming days for the this abroad program, as well as for the core branches, placements, and all. So we will be
Yes.
getting in touch with you, right? So thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank
so
you.
much. I know.
Thank you, students, for joining the session. We will be right back after some time, right? So stay tuned, stay connected.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you all.